Hi, this is Charlie and Sandy Howell from Barcelona, Spain.
And this is a Spanish tidbit.
I'm going to attempt to stick to the words here, to the vocabulary. When I make these videos, I try to keep my bitterness towards normal school at bay. But I know at least a little bit, it still seeps through. And that's okay. A little bit is okay. I use my hostility as fuel to keep going and looking to see the things I see. But I don't think I'll ever understand why in high school, even though they taught us Latin American Spanish, they often taught us words used exclusively in Spain. I get why they taught Spanish from Latin America, even though Americans travel to Spain way more, we're closer to Latin America. Back then, there were tons of Latinos here. Now, even more. It totally makes sense. And it was obvious they were teaching us Latin American Spanish because the Vosotros form, that was optional. In my classes, the Vosotros form was extra credit. If your Spanish class was anything like mine, you're nodding your head in agreement right now. Maybe in your class, the Vosotros form wasn't extra credit, but it was quite clear there are 6 spots on this chart and only 5 matter. So why on God's green earth did they teach us to drive is conducir and to walk is andar? That's what they taught me. I personally don't remember them teaching me anything else. And that's true. To drive is conducir and andar is to walk, but not in Latin America. Those words are used mainly in Spain. I only found this out years after I started learning Spanish for real when I went to Latin America personally. In Latin America, to drive is manejar, to manage, and to walk is caminar. So that's the deal, my gringos. Regardless of what you learned in That's Not Spanish class, in Spain, to drive is conducir, but in Latin America, it's manejar. And in Spain, to walk is andar, but in Latin America, it's caminar. Cool? I mean, not cool, but cool. To make things even more inconsistent, I distinctly remember them saying the word for car is el coche in Spain only. They said if you said coche to a Latin American, that would seem like a horse carriage to them. In Latin America, car is el carro instead of el coche. That's what they say, and that matches my experience. Basically, I met this Mexican guy once who claimed, but I haven't confirmed this with anyone else yet, that in Mexico, they do say coche for car in addition to carro. In addition to that, I have a Venezuelan friend who says in Venezuela, they use coche for a baby carriage. So again, school, thank you so much for that inconsistent, inaccurate, and incomplete information. So weird. Vosotros is optional, but they only teach us the words for drive and walk used in Spain. They do tell us both words for a car and basically get it right, so that's nice, but just basically. Now, the word auto is also used for car quite frequently. At this point, I don't remember where I heard it, a lot of places though. I'll tell you right now, you say auto, carro, or coche in the same context anywhere in the Spanish-speaking world, you'll be understood. 100%. They'll just know you aren't from around these parts. And I've got news for you, they already knew. Spanish speakers, tell me how it works where you live. How do you say car, and do you use coche for anything other than a car? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, it's story time, and the point of this story is to tell you about something cool I didn't learn for a really long time. Andar is used in Latin America and still for walking, but more for the figurative walking. The first time I encountered this was in Argentina. I was traveling alone, and at this point I already knew caminar was how they said to walk in Argentina. It's in Latin America, not andar. So I meet this Argentinian woman. I think I was saying where I was going next, and she asked me, Jordan, andas solo? And I was like, huh? I was so surprised, I didn't even think about answering her question. I couldn't help but to ask my own. Ando? Como camino? Ando? Like camino? And she just smiled. Sí, algo así. Something like that. And I was like, no, I seriously want to know. Why did you smile? And that led to this fun conversation where she told me that andar is used for like a more figurative or even spiritual walk. When she asked me, Jordan, andas solo? She was asking me if I was traveling alone. And if you look up andar right now, it'll probably list to travel as one meaning. In a different context, andar solo could mean walk through life alone. And if you look up andar, it'll list to be as another meaning. We do this in English too, probably just as much actually, which isn't that much. The professional wrestler Batista, you might know him as Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, his entrance music is called I Walk Alone, and it's awesome. In Spanish, I walk alone in that way because it doesn't mean Batista walks down the street alone. That would be said ando solo or yo ando solo everywhere in Spain and Latin America. The dictionary typically lists to travel, to get around, and even to be as translations for andar. But that's just convoluted crap. Every use of andar means to walk. The central core idea of andar is to walk. Just sometimes we use it physically, Spain only, and sometimes we use it figuratively, and sometimes really figuratively. But it always means to walk. Okay, one more thing, then we're out of here. In Mexico specifically, andar is used a lot. I mean a really, really lot. It's basically become an expression that means tons of things. When used in this expression, andar usually takes the form anda, andale, or andele, the last one being just a little more formal for strangers. strangers. For some reason, I read a lot that andale, and all the other versions, I'm just gonna say andale from now on, means hurry up. And I agree that andale can mean hurry up, but in my experience, it more often means right on, or that's right, or you go boy, or just see you later. Because I've heard it so many times in all those situations. One time at the market, I asked the chicken guy some questions about his process. Of course, he started jabbering away in Spanish. The dangers of asking questions in the beginning. I promise it gets better. When he was done, I repeated back the gist of what I heard to make sure I was right. And what did he say back to me to confirm? Andale. So what did andale mean here? Well, if you ask me, it meant, I'm mighty impressed, you funny sounding gringo. Gracias, amigo. Órale. Another fun word they always say in Mexico. I really don't know the difference. Mexicans, in what context would you say andale? And what about órale? Is there a difference? Oh man, I can't wait to go back to Mexico. If you like this video, you can see every Spanish tidbit I've ever made at SpanishDude.com/tidbits. Then there are even more vocabulary videos in my premium course, Fun with Words. If you haven't already subscribed to the Spanish Dude newsletter, that's crazy! Go to SpanishDude.com/free-updates and sign up. Not only will I notify you first when I post a new video, but you'll get videos and discounts not available to the public. That's SpanishDude.com/free-updates. A special shout out to Charles and Sandy in Barcelona. All I can say is, wow, love the pillows, you crafty gringos. Thank you so much for the intro. Now I miss Barcelona too. Eat some jamon for me? And really, those pillows. If you'd like to appear in a future Spanish tidbit, go to SpanishDude.com/tidbits and you'll see instructions for how to make that happen. And I need some more, so send me your intro if you haven't already. Okay, until the next tidbit, my name's Jordan and I love Spanish. Andale.